up, YouTube? It's your boy G YouTube back at it again with another video for you. And without any further ado, man, let's jump right into this video. So this is going to be like a two-part rant. One is going to be on the Knicks in this trade deadline, and two is just going to be about the Knicks in general and what some, fans are trying to push a narrative on that kind of annoys me, and where I believe this team truly is at this point in time. Also, while you're at it, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it from all of you. It really helps my channel grow and get out there. And if you're not already following me on Twitter, follow me in the description below. So let's begin with trade deadline Knicks. So I need you to listen to me closely, Knicks fans, because the Knicks, obviously it hurt seeing Tyrese Halliburton get traded to the Pacers for Sabonis, who's a very similar player to Julius Randle. And I would put Julius Randle above Sabonis because of his play last year, even though his play this year hasn't been good or as good as last year or anywhere remotely close to it. I would still say he's a better player than Sabonis for a multitude of reasons I'm not going to get into right now, because that's not really what this rant is. It hurts to see him go there. But what I want to say is, just because the Knicks front office took an L on that trade does not mean that the Knicks need to make a trade at this time. So I don't understand why. I mean I kind of do, but again I don't. The Knicks need to get a point guard for the future, and right now on the trade market, at the trade deadline in the middle of the season, there's no one that's going to move the needle right now to push the Knicks into be a better team right now, or that's going to be a trade to help them later. There's no moves right now for that position that's going to move the needle, and you need to accept that. And you need to accept the fact that the Knicks don't need to make a trade at all, because there's going to be more options in the offseason, and there's going to be more time for our younger players to develop, because we do not need to win right now. I understand you are still high on the season that we had last year, and that's fine, but you have to think about the future of the team and not always think about the present. Obviously, last year may have been a little bit of a fluke, but I don't think that it's completely too far off to say the Knicks could end the season playing at that level once again. Now, there's no denying Julius Randle has played nowhere near his All-NBA season caliber season last season. He's not playing anywhere near that, and a lot of that has to do with him, but also Tom Thibodeau and not having a point guard to play with him, because they're force feeding him into a position in a playmaker that he is not. So I'll give him a little bit of slack for that, because obviously people are going to be able to key in on that much easier this season than they did last season when the Knicks were an underdog. They're not an underdog this year. They know what they did last season. They're going to key in on that. So that's why I don't give Randle too much hate for that. Obviously, the moves that we made this past offseason has given the overall lower defensive capability of this team is lowered that significantly. And Tom Thibodeau's lack of adjustments on the offensive end, even though we've had good offensive players to try to make our offense better, his lack of adjustments on that end have led to us being very inconsistent and just overall porous on that side of the floor. I think we ranked like 26th or something in offense. So I think the offense is on him. We obviously have had some inconsistencies on the defensive end, but it's mostly been on offense. And even on top of that, the roster construction as it is right now, there's a lot of veterans on the team, and we understand that Tom Thibodeau, and another one of his shortcomings is with some of the rotations, riding so heavy on the starters, not trying to move off of them. He's ride or die with his starters, with his guys, regardless of how they're playing at that moment in time. And he just loves his veterans, and that cuts away from some of the young players, specifically at the guard and small forward positions, especially with Alec Burks and Evan Fournier. I know a lot of people feel like Quentin Grimes should be playing more, and I agree. He should be getting a few more minutes than what he is right now. And we saw the same thing with Emmanuel Quickley last season. He probably should have been getting some more minutes and we've seen him get a lot more minutes this season compared to last. And I think it's overall been okay for Quickly. I don't think it's been too bad. So I think people ride Tibbs a little bit too hard on that end. All right, listen, we have 3 other young players in Obi Toppin, Deuce McBride, Cam Reddish, and Jericho Smith. Let me cross out Miles McBride and Jericho Sims immediately. Those 2 guys, they have potential, but they are raw. They are not ready for prime time at this point. They're not ready for it. So stop saying that they should play. They should not be playing. They're going to develop. They're going to be in the G League. They're going to develop. They're going to be with the team on the 2-way contracts that they got. Jericho Sims, they don't need to play right now. There's no reason for them to be playing. Obi Toppin does not deserve to be starting. I don't want you to take this that I think Obi Toppin is trash. I love Obi Toppin. I love the energy he brings to the team and what he does to the team and his role on this team. But what I'm saying is, you have to take him for what he is. Obi Toppin is a push-the-pace player who is good in a pick-and-roll situation, fast break situations, brings you a spark off the bench, and brings energy to your team. That is the player that he is. He has never shown the capability to be a good rebounder, although he has the tools. He has not shown you that he can be a good defender in the paint. He's been decent to subpar, I would say. He's developed a bit of a 3-point shot from the corner in the wings, which is a good improvement, but he cannot create his own shot very well, and he's probably not going to be able to do that over the course of his NBA career, and you're gonna have to accept that. He's probably not going to be good enough to be a starter on this team, and y'all need to accept that. I love Obi and what he brings to a team, but take him for what he is. Don't be saying trade. If I go on Knicks Twitter one more time and I see trade Julius so Obi can get more minutes, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, there's no way that the fan base could possibly think Obi will replace Julius Randle's impact. Like, I'm sorry, there's just no way in hell that's going to happen. And the last thing with Cam Reddish, it's just very hard to put him in when the Knicks are in the middle of a win now and develop type of situation. So if they're going to make a move in the offseason, they're gonna have to get rid of a lot of these guys so that they can make room for Cam Reddish to get some minutes. I agree he should be getting some more minutes, but that he should probably be cutting into Alec Burks' minutes, who should probably not even be a starter. Kemba shouldn't even be playing. Kemba was a nice, good try move, low risk, high reward type move. You're not paying him a lot of money whatsoever, and it didn't work. And I agree, Tom Thibodeau should just hang it up and give him a significantly lessened role on this team, like Quentin Grimes, and Cam Reddish cut into the minutes for Alec Burks. Evan Fournier is fine the way he is. He's been balling out recently, and so has Julius Randle. Even though it hasn't been translating to a lot of wins, they are looking better, and I believe that this team is going to pick up some more traction going forward. So I really think that this team is going in a good direction, even though you're not seeing it on the court. Like, I understand there's a lot of things wrong, but we have to take it one step at a time and look at the team for what it is and accept it. We overachieved last season. We definitely overachieved last season. I don't know why it's so hard to believe that the Knicks might have taken a aggression. I made a video earlier. I said I think the Knicks should be better, or I think they should be as good as they did last year or worse, not better. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were worse with the moves that they made that made them a worse defensive team. We will be fine. We're going to have to suffer one more year, at least. Okay, just hold on and just trust in the process. We don't need to fire Tibbs. He's got his downfalls, but he's still a top 15 coach in the NBA as it stands right now. He's borderline top 10, but not there just yet, in my opinion. But he's still top 15, and he's better than a lot of the other coaches that are around the league. And even with his shortcomings, he's got a lot of great things going for him too. They just need So a little bit more help on the head coaching side for specifically offense, and this team will be fine. I guarantee you we'll be okay. We don't need to always go into panic mode just because our city name is New York. All right. And with that being said, I'm out, man.